Award winner, one of the Brick Award winners from GRIZ Chiropractic, Dr. John Griswold. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, it hasn't been too long, has it?
It's just been a few months. Well, we had you here when you opened your practice, and Brick Awards are for construction projects, new projects. So here you are back.
Yeah, it wasn't easy getting all the renovations through and making it all look nice and pretty, but we got it eventually, and it's looking phenomenal. So, got to recommend people coming and check it out.
Yeah, it does look great. I had a chance to take a tour on your ribbon cutting day, as we'll take a look now from that day.
Oh, yeah.
Your colors, you had some help. You picked a lot of it, but you had some design input.
Like I said, I got the chiropractic side of things. A lot of the design aspect came from my mother as well as my sister, Michelle and Danielle Griswold. They helped me out with how it looks, as well as actually my parents' store in general. There's a couple people that work there, Victoria mainly, and she helped me also out with a lot of the designs. It looks better than I could ever ask for. I don't have this touch for style, so especially all the green everywhere. I love the way it turned out. It's way better than I could ever hope for. So,
I remember you told me you love green, but you were a skeptic to see that particular green and that much of it. But in hindsight, it's an awesome choice.
I don't know if you'll show here, but the floor, it's got this kind of this intermittent green patchwork to it, and I was a little skeptical of that, especially right at the beginning. But people walk in, it's one of the first compliments we get every single time. So,
the reception desk is a custom-made piece, which is very unusual as well. And I thought you felt a little risky in making that commitment to that desk.
I mean, yeah, the reception desk. It was. Funny enough, the wood kind of paneling there was the first thing we actually did. Before I even got in the building, we kind of knew that's what we wanted to do, but it was like, all right, it's going to look like this. So we really like how everything came out. So
this looks like a giant clothes dryer, but I'm guessing that's not what it is.
That was my hyperbaric chamber. Yeah, that's a nice little device. You sit in there for an hour or so, and helps bring more oxygen to your blood system. So.
Do you physically feel something different?
Yeah, it feels like you're getting pressurized, almost like a plane ride.
Were you yourself a patient of a chiropractor growing up?
Oh, growing up, I've been a chiropractic patient since I was 5 years old.
Really?
So I've been, a believer, if you would like to say it that way, since I was very young. Ever since, if I ever had sports injuries, any other kind of illnesses, even when I was sick, I would usually go to the chiropractor and I'd feel a lot better. So it's always been a very strong point in my life.
So you knew at some point in your childhood that that was something you considered?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was kind of funny because it was in high school more so. One day I just said, I got to figure out what I want to do for the rest of my life, and I just kind of took everything I could and came up with a plan. I'm like, all right, chiropractic makes sense for me. It's something I believe in. It's something I enjoy, and something I can do for the rest of my life. And then it was also something that I could eventually go out my own and be a small business owner, just like my parents were. And that was, ultimately one of the great goals. So I'm just very thankful. Everything's kind of all come together.
Awesome. You're off to a great start too with the beautiful facility. The awards were presented at the Chamber Annual Awards at Potter Center by the Jackson Commercial Contractors Association. That's Ryan Barrage, the president of JCCA.
All right.
It was a nerve-wracking night, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. It was kind of funny. I didn't really prepare any big speech, and I was sitting up there, and I'm looking at everybody looking over their notes for their speech. I'm like, maybe I should have came up with something a little more, but it was all good. I had some talking points I got through, and that was the main part.
I think we actually have a clip of you getting the award. Let's take a look.
This has always been a dream of mine. Open up a small business in Jackson. As he said, I have always loved Jackson, loved the small town, loved the small business owners side of things, and I just gotta say, the entire process has been phenomenal through the chamber. I was part of Jackson Young Professionals for years before this, and just getting all these connections in Jackson, just being a part of this community, it means the absolute world to me. That being said, people I need to thank most of all is definitely my family. My parents, Dan and Michelle Griswold, and my sister, who's here tonight, have helped me through this process just so much. And now I'm able to give back to the community that has given me so much and the community that raised me. So thank you.
Very cool. I like your branding, your look, your design. You've got a cool logo, the name. It's part, I think, of what contributes to the Brick Award being awarded to you. Tell me about all that, the extra design that goes into getting your practice up and running.
Yeah, I mean, it was all, they say it takes a village, everything does. Even like my logo, it was, I went through RJM Marketing here in Jackson. A lot of the color scheme actually came from them too. Originally the green, so we kind of took that and ran with it through everything else. And we had, like I said, my sister, my mother, Victoria from my parents' store, just all kind of designing, making everything look good. And the biggest, most important thing was my dad. Dan Griswold, he did so much. I mean, I could not have been anywhere near this without him. I'll be honest, we'd still be putting up walls right now, man. He was just so important to this process, and I cannot thank him enough.
Oh, I've talked to him a couple times since that night, and he's very proud of you, but he's also proud of what he's been able to be a part of. And I think there's extra pressure on your parents because they do own a design firm.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to make everything look nice.
It's a reflection on them too.
Well, and it's a great reflection, so it couldn't have gone any better.
Now, we have other chiropractic practices in the area. What is it about GRIZ Chiropractic? What are the areas you focus on? What are some of the things you're offering that maybe it's not being offered somewhere else?
So we are technically sports and wellness. I like to look at the more active side of things, getting people involved and active. And sports doesn't mean actively playing a sport, just being able to perform that motion a little better, get back to doing the things that you love in life. Being active is one of the most important things in someone's life, and that's one of my beliefs. Being able to do whatever you want to do, and that's my goal, to help people do that, as well as one of the other big things I like is the education side of it. Mm-hmm. I like to take pride in the fact that my patients know what's going on with them before I adjust them, before I take care of them. They understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it.
And the things that you want patients to do when they're not there for a visit, things at home, maybe weight training, things like that?
Certainly, certain stretches, certain exercises. I'll be honest, sometimes I got to tell patients, hey, you need to slow down a little bit more, I got an active patient base, so they like to do, like marathon running and whatnot. And it's like, all right, try to calm the training down for a little bit. We got to let this heal. But overall, yeah, we give some, training advice. But nothing too in-depth, let's put it that way.
And you're an athlete yourself.
Absolutely.
So that probably contributes to maybe being able to assess what's going on with the patient.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as far as like training regimens go and whatnot, what to avoid, what to kind of lean into to kind of help the muscles heal in the best way possible. So absolutely.
You're taking new patients, I would imagine?
100%, every day. New
practice, new patients. And what's the youngest patient that you would typically see?
The youngest patient I've seen is 6 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, I adjust children as well. Mm-hmm. But youngest patient I see typically is, mid-teenager, that student athlete. But yeah, I see everyone. I think like I said, youngest patient is 6 weeks, and my oldest is, I think, 90 something. So.
No kidding.
Yeah.
We're less than a week from Christmas. Are you all ready for the holidays?
Oh, no. I got to finish up some shopping, but other than that, At the office, it's going great. So,
Well, you're invited to stop in and
Absolutely.
check it out, or better yet, make an appointment. John, good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
thanks for having me.
You bet, and congratulations again. The Brick Award winner from the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce, GRIZ Chiropractic, and Dr. John Griswold.